Well, good morning, and this is the CVC coaching team here live with you today. So stick around with us. We got some really big news that we're rolling out to the industry this morning, and I think it's going to really be what a lot of people have been looking for. So, good morning. Appreciate you being here with us. If you're listening to us live or you're watching us on one of our replays, this circulates in the world of social media today. So, I'm here today with two of my coaches here at CVC Success Group. We got Brandy Biswell on, and we got Cheryl Eisenhower on. And we got some really big news for you that you need to listen to and be prepared to step up. And you really want to be a part of this. As we go through this, I want you to understand that as a group, we've been analyzing for quite a while what are the needs of the people in the industries that we work in. And we've come up with a great idea, and we're launching it today. And this is going to be limited to a certain number of people. So, Brandy, why don't you kind of tell them, because this was your idea that we start offering this.
Well, good morning. Thank you for having me on. It is an exciting idea, and I believe we're the only ones in the industry that I know of that are doing it. As far as like the chimney and fireplace, I think maybe some hearth things do it. I'm not sure. But group coaching, we are going to roll out group coaching. This is very exciting. I love to do group coaching. I'm a natural introvert. I know you can't tell. But so being one-on-one with a coach isn't as comfortable for me. So I like to be in a group setting and be able to take on the ideas of the entire group. And I think I'm echoing a little bit. Sorry there. So we are going to open this up to 20 people. Is that correct, Jerry? That we decided if there's more than 20, we'll open up more groups.
20 companies, Brandy. We do it with 20 companies. So if you're a partner, like you and your spouse, or you as the owner and the general manager, y'all would come in as one.
Yeah, and we're going to do one session for 12 months. So we don't want it to be overwhelming. We don't want it to seem like a burden, but we want you to get a lot out of it. And we are going to require you to attend because we're counting on you to be there, and we're counting on your feedback, and so is the rest of the group. So we'll do it over 12 months. Did you want me to get the pricing, Jerry, today?
Yeah, go ahead and let's release the pricing of what this is going to be in both the monthly or the one-time fee.
So the one-time payment is going to be $1,797. And again, that's once a month for 12 months. Or if you'd rather make monthly payments, so that's if you just pay at the very beginning. If you'd rather make monthly payments, it would be 12 monthly installments of $172.25. So you save a little bit money if you pay for the whole thing up front. And I always say it's like my gym membership. I just pay for the whole thing up front. Like, go ahead and give yourself that accountability. The group's going to be holding you accountable, but go ahead and give yourself that accountability.
Yeah. So Cheryl, what would you add in as coaches? We have often participated in group coaching with other people in the group with some of the greatest coaches in the world. So what would you add in about the benefit of group coaching to people?
For me, I love group coaching. It gives you a chance not only to hear the people that you're getting the coaching from, but you're in a situation where people can ask questions. And if you're one of these people that don't like to raise their hand and ask a question, usually the ones that you wanted to ask will get answered. And if not, you can type it in a chat and we'll make it happen. But it's interactive. You get to learn. It's almost like a mastermind group. You can get all your questions answered and in technical ways instead of like if you were on Facebook where it's just a bunch of people chitter-chattering. This will be good information.
Right. One of the things to look at in this, some years ago, I joined and was a initial member of the first mixed group in the industry. And this was a group of us from around the country. And what MIX stands for is Management Information Exchange. And that's what we're wanting to form here. We're wanting to form a very intimate group of people that are in this together for the ongoing segment of this. Okay. And one of the things is, we're not going to add people to this group after it gets going. In other words, you got to be in at the beginning. Now, there's another factor comes in, which is in a competitive world. If we're going to take one company from a geographic market area. In other words, it's a first come, first served into it. Now, if a second person or company wants to join from that market area, then this is what's going to happen. We're going to go to the first company that signed up and say, hey, Joe over at such and such a company would like to also join this group. Is that okay with you? And you're going to have the right of approval of anyone in your market area. Now, what does group coaching involve? That means we're going to have a monthly phone call. That's right, a scheduled phone call. It won't be a phone. It will be a virtual call where we will see each other and we'll participate. Now, in this, what you're going to do is each month in the group call, you may have Brandy running that call that month. You may have Cheryl running that call. You may have myself running that call. Sometimes you may have all three of us on the call, but the thing is, the person who's in charge is going to be running it. So if Brandy is running the call, then Cheryl and I are there as participants in the meeting, which we want to join this if we can, depending on the scheduling and all those kind of things. So what it does, it enables you to get comparisons with other people. It's like right there, Jillian just added, I love this idea. It sounds like the fellowship of attending NCSG, but monthly. Sign Anderson's up. So right there, one seat was just taken in New Cumberland by Anderson's Chimney. Now,
Jillian and Anderson's.
That's it. Now, Jillian's also, her and Rick have been members of mixed groups in the past, and this is the greatest thing in the world. And Ron Clark just said, and Brandy, he's asking the question. This sounds interesting. Need to hear the pricing again.
I'm going to give you I'll give you the pricing and I'll also tell you just another big benefit. So the pricing, again, if you want to pay upfront 1 month payment, it's going to be $1,797. If you'd rather make monthly payments, then your card will be charged automatically each month for $172.25. So $172.25. And I think it's important to point out, Jerry, we get contacted by people all the time that are inquiring about our coaching services. And some companies just aren't in a position at that time to afford one-on-one coaching. And the great thing about group coaching is it's much more affordable and you get the interaction of everybody. A lot of times when we're doing one-on-one coaching, we're going into companies and doing a SWOT and we're helping them identify their areas of weakness and work on those. A lot of people that come into group coaching, they already know what their weaknesses are. They need to know how to fix them.
Correct. And I think one of the things that's really great about the group coaching that Cheryl and I have been in over the last month. But what we're able to do is join in these group calls and we can listen to other people that have a problem that we may not have faced yet. And it helps us to counter it. So Bart, you joined late. This is the rollout of the CVC Group Coaching Program that we're rolling out right now for a total of maximum membership of 20 companies. Nobody in the same competitive market area without the approval of the first one that joined. So it's going to be a very intimate thing. Think of it, Bart, just like the mixed groups you used to be in and where you actually participated and got to know other people. Now, the big difference here is this is virtual. In other words, with a mixed group, one of the things with mixed groups is it was a good thing, it was a bad thing. But you had to travel and take days out of your life twice a year to participate in the mixed group. Now, another big thing is 911 calls. So Cheryl, why don't you explain what a 911 call is?
A 911 call is when you wake up one morning and something has happened and you need one of us to talk to you about it, try to help you through it. You will get so many of these a year, and to each of us, you can pick up and call or preferably text, and we'll get right back to you. But that's directly for you. But as a member of this group, we will each be available for 911 calls at any time.
Right. They will be selected. You can't just, this doesn't mean 3 days a week that we can take these 911 calls. But there's times you're going to face challenges. There's times You need some guidance to go through and somebody to talk to, a mentor, those kind of things. So what you have here, I think, is some of the best expertise in the business. When I look down there, go ahead, Brandy. You got to turn your mic on.
I was just going to say, along with the 911 calls, one of the things that we left out that you'll also get is the free 30-minute call with a coach of your choice. So take away the 911 calls. That's outside of that. You'll get those as well. But you'll also get to pick a coach of your choice and have a free 30-minute call to discuss whatever's on your mind.
Right. So when it comes to human resources, when it comes to the things that you need to do within your company to move to the next level, Brandy Biswell is probably one of the leading experts. You may have heard people talking about point systems. Well, Brandy was the inaugurator of the point system. But you know, the amazing thing is that she talked this morning of, we're not using the point system anymore. And she's went to other things. And see, that's what's here for you, is an ability to mix and match with that, with what I consider the leading human resources person in the industry and office systems in Brandy Biswell. You've also got access to Cheryl. And a lot of people may not know this, but Cheryl comes to you as a Ziegler certified coach and a Ziegler certified trainer and as a certified disc assessor. And in the hiring modes and in how to deal with your people, how to deal with the challenges of people, that's Cheryl's expertise right there. And we just had number 2. Bart Ogden said, we're in. Okay. And then also Richard Tattershaw, that's number 3 right there, has said, I want in. Okay. So this is the kind of things. And to be honest with you, I hope this doesn't sound like bragging, but you know, when it comes to systems and operations and technical side of the chimney, venting and fireplace hearth industries, I think I take the lead in that particular part. I mean, Brandy, I hope that don't come out as a brag, but I think this is what we bring to the table, is the best in the business to help you get through your challenges. I don't run a business on this, you know, I'm not running a business in the service business any longer. This is what I do full time every single day. And what we try to do is like what Brandy said, we're trying to open it up to something that's not all the way to full coaching. Now, naturally, if full coaching is what you look for, we'd love you. Give us a call. We can explain. This is not what our full coaching is. So, Brandy, you may spend 3 hours a week sometimes with a client if it's a coaching relationship. Would that be true?
Yeah, or more.
Or more. And also participating in SWAT meetings, doing those kind of things for the clients that you work for. Cheryl, let's kind of talk about your services when we do that. You know, what are you doing? And there's Julie Dent, who's also said, we're in. Okay. So as you're looking at this, this is actually selling out very rapidly right in this call today.
This is exciting. I feel like we're on like that one of those home shopping networks.
Well, it is, you know, but what we wanted to do was get it out today. If you're listening to this on the replay, you might want to jump on this. I think we're going to fill this 20 capacity pretty quickly. Now, we've also talked, if we get 20 people, 20 companies, then we will talk about forming another group. The thing is, you know what it is. We've got to, you know, get this interest built within people. So Tom has asked a question. How will you decide on the agenda for the meeting each month? So Brandy, why don't you go through that? Because that was one of your questions coming in. Let's talk about how do we set the agenda?
Yeah, so there will be a topic scheduled for each month and a coach assigned to that topic. However, we are going to because it's group coaching and we want everybody's feedback, we want everybody's participation, and we don't want somebody that's out there struggling with a problem, we'll say in HR and we're covering SOPs or something. We will go ahead and be flexible and direct it to what the group's needs are.
Correct. And Cheryl, why don't you go through what we see in the groups that we've been in? How do other people manage this? Tom's question, I think we need to gear it and let people know how they're going to drive this agenda. We're not going to drive it. They drive the agenda.
Actually, even though we have a set topic, what we will do, we will ask for questions at the beginning of the session. If anyone has a question, if they do, it will be put down on a list. At that time, then we will start working through the list of questions to try to get everyone's answered at that time. If not, we will take it upon ourselves to get you the answer, because the thing is, every week you should have a new question. If no one has a question, that's where the agenda kicks in that we have set out. And if you've got a question about what we're talking about, just kick it in. We'll make sure that's at the top of the list. But no, we will not stick to one particular topic just because it's the flavor of the day. It's
Right.
going to be a banana split. It's whatever flavor you want.
Right. And Julie Dents is asking a question. Will this be an all-day event, several hours? Julie, what we foresee is a group call. To be honest with you, we look at it actually as a 1 to 2 hour virtual meeting going together. Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't want to really say, okay, the hour's up, guys. We're done till next month. I don't think any of us want to do that. We want to answer your questions. We want to address your needs. So along this line, there's going to be accountability. Brandy, let's talk about accountability a little bit, because as you come into this is one of the things that coaches said. And so I'm looking at Tom Wright says, we're in, folks. So it looks like we've already got 5 to 6 companies that have already committed they won't in. So we're going to be posting a link in the comments, and all you'll need to do is fill that out. It will take you and give us your information, and we'll find out. So Brandy, let's talk about accountability.
Oh, I'm unmuted. Okay, yeah, I was just looking over. There is a contract because we want you to take this seriously. And so my concern coming in when we were getting together, and I was like, hey, I'd love to do group coaching. What do you guys think about that? And we were getting together to discuss it, is I didn't want somebody, coming in May and then not coming back till August. And Julie, that's one of the reasons why it's just going to be 1 to 2 hours as opposed to like a whole day. It's because we want to make it so that we know that you're busy. We know that you're running companies. That's what you should be doing. We want to make it so that it's accessible and fits within your time frame and you can schedule it in. So one of the things is you will not be allowed to miss, I think, did we say 2 or 3 sessions? I was trying to find it. Oh, here, if the client misses more than 3 sessions, we will reserve the right to terminate you from the group coaching session. And again, this is about accountability. If you're trying to lose weight, you got to make it to the gym every day and you got to eat right. If you want to grow your company, you got to make it to every group coaching call. So we want you to be there. People are going to learn from you. You're going to learn from them. But it is important that you take this very seriously as a commitment.
Right. So one of the things that we'll want to know from you is, where do you want to take your business to? As you go into this, one of the things that we always start with the client, I want you to understand, if you want to scale your business, then definitely we're going to help you scale it. At the same time, everybody doesn't want to scale their business. I mean, Brandy, you and Jeremy are an example of someone who decided we want our business to get this big, and that's as far as we want to take it. That's what you're comfortable with. And I think that's highly important. This is not going to be a group. If you look, we don't have a minimum for gross. We don't have a minimum for number of employees in here. We don't have those type of things. So it's going to be even better. And as CNC Air has said, that's great. Even hold the business owner accountable. That's correct. That's part of this. So like I said, when you look at it, that's what we're trying to do, is roll out a fantastic program that's going to provide you as the client, you as the member of this group, the ability of accessing multiple coaches. And here's another side. This is going to be the really good side, I think. You're going to find that Brandy, Cheryl, and I do not agree on everything. So what that means is, as you're asking a question, you may get 3 distinct points of view to that answer. Now, what will also be set up here, there will be a group message board that will be set up in a private Facebook group that only the members can get to and find. In other words, this will be a hidden group. In other words, if you go looking for it on Facebook, you're not going to find it. It's going to be concealed. But when you get into this, Brandy, how often do we see people ask questions about a new software? And if you had people that were expert in that software, just imagine how fast. I saw someone post on the Service Titan Facebook group we have that Service Titan should advise people don't onboard in the fall months. Well, if someone had asked that question, I would have told you that. You're going to be crazy to try to onboard Service Titan in the middle of October. It won't happen. You're just going to throw your hands up. So that's what you're going to get, is that kind of expertise from a very intimate, close-knit group that as you go through the year, you're going to be able to really be able to network for, I think, people that really want to go to the next level. So Cheryl, is there anything you would like to add about this before we shut this broadcast down today?
Well, I just want to make clarity here. When you are put on this Facebook group, it's only the people in your group. There'll be group like 1, group 2, group 3, depending on what they are. But what you have to imagine is we have the ability to hear the questions of the other people that we can bring forward to this group or take yours to them. We want everybody to get 100% of what they're paying for here.
Yeah. What about you, Brandy? Anything you would add into this?
Yeah, I would just add, this is for if you are a one-man in your truck to if you have a large company. This is from if you just started your business or you're thinking about starting your business to if you've been in business for 30 years. So it really is for everybody. And I promise that everybody is going to take away something from it.
That's correct. Now, another great thing, we know some really great people, and we may be times that we bring in a special guest to meet with the group and bring what I call subject matter expertise from outside the industry, okay? Cheryl and I have a lot of connections, and Brandy does too. I mean, if you can just imagine, you might come in for one of these meetings and all of a sudden there's a well-known author, speaker, coach. They could be our guest for this and helping us to present certain subject matters that month. So here's the whole thing. We're going to be posting the links, and I'll tell you right now, you can send an email right now to info@cvcsuccessgroup.com and say, I'm in. If you do that right now, hey, you got it. You're in there. Like I said, 1 per market area. If you have you and a spouse or you and a partner, 20 people, those are companies, okay? We're trying to keep this thing intimate and not be way out of control. So we want to appreciate you joining us today. We hope this is an interest. This is something that we think is going to be a monumental tool for people to use. But like I said, we expect that when you join this group, that you participate in this group, that you plan for the meetings. They'll be known in advance. They'll be scheduled, and we're going to expect you to be there and go in there. So Brandy, let's repeat the cost one more time. Jason Schaffner's asking about the cost again.
Yes. So one more time, if you pay it all up front, it is $1,797. So you're getting a little bit of a break on the cost by paying it up front. If you want to make 12 monthly payments, it is $172.25.
Okay.
And Jerry, I think too, to go back to the networking, you brought up networking, and I was sitting here just pondering that so much more. I guarantee you're going to get to know people in here that you didn't know in the industry. And then how fun is it to go to the conventions and see them? I was thinking back to, I'm in a small group through my church, and I think I love to go to church and just see those people. And I feel that I have that special connection with them. And that's another thing that you're going to gain from this group.
Yeah. So Jason, so you're aware, if you missed the first part of this, the replay will be up. You can go back and listen to this right from the beginning. If you missed any part of this, you're going to see us putting out information. We have planned to do a group blast later this week through email on this. But be honest with you, the way this seems to be accepted and people won't own, we may not even be doing that email now from people that are seeing this. Remember, if you want in, hey, it's a first come, first serve for your market area. Like when I look down this list, I know Bart Ogden right now, he's from Wichita. We can see this. Tom Wright, you're in Asheville. I see the different people coming into this as you are. So this is where it's at. We hope this is something that will be a benefit to you. So reach out to us at info@CVC Success Group. If you have any questions, we'll be glad to address them. And we look forward to you being in this group as we roll this out and start our group coaching, the first in the chimney venting and hearth industry. And it's coming to you from CVC Success Group. Appreciate you joining us today, and we will see you down the road.